Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let's start our lesson today by saying basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay student, how are you today? I hope you are in a good condition. Karena di kondisi yang seperti ini, jadi banyakin minum air putih. Terus pokoknya jangan lupa jaga kesehatan. Then now we are going to learn about myth and legend. Jadi apa sih tujuannya kita belajar myth and legend? Yang pertama, kita tuh bisa mengenali contoh naratif teks. Kemudian, kalau misalkan semakin banyak kita membaca, otomatis vocabulary kita bisa menambah. Terus, yang ketiga, kita bisa menggunakan simple past tense dalam suatu kalimat. Kemudian, kita juga bisa menjawab soal sesuai dengan contoh bacaan, seperti itu.
Okay, students. Today we will learn about myth and legend. Okay. Before I explain to you what is myth and legends, anyone can answer what is myth and what is legend. Okay? Nggak ada ya? Nah, okay. I will explain what is a myth and legend. Myth yaitu adalah mitos atau cerita yang berkembang di suatu masyarakat dan itu dianggap faktual atau nyata gitu. Nah, untuk legend, what is a legend? Nah, legenda itu seperti cerita yang bagaimana mengungkap, menceritakan bagaimana asal usul tempat itu ada, misal Danau Tangkuban Perahu seperti itu. Selanjutnya I will explain about learning process our lesson today, yaitu yang pertama adalah kalian membuka video YouTube ya, itu melalui link yang dibagikan di grup WhatsApp. Nah, itu selanjutnya kalian tonton dan kalian cermati sendiri. Nah, setelah itu mengerjakan 10 soal yang disediakan, 10 soal. Nah, jangan lupa setelah mengerjakan jawabannya yaitu difoto, setelah itu dikirimkan ke gurunya, ke guru. Nah, jangan lupa ini sangat penting, yaitu aspek penilaiannya yaitu adalah jumlah benar dari 10 soal yang diberikan tadi.
Okay, student, after we learn the material, we will read one example of narrative text with the title The Myth of Dewi Sri atau mitos dari Dewi Sri. Apakah apakah sudah ada yang pernah membaca cerita ini? You can raise your hand. No one? Oh, okay. So we will read this together. The Myth of Dewi Sri. Once upon a time, Batara Guru commanded all the gods and goddesses to contribute their power in order to build a new palace. Anybody who disobeyed this commandment were considered lazy and would lose their arms and legs. Jadi pada suatu hari, Batara Guru memerintahkan semua dewa dan dewi untuk membantunya membangun sebuah istana. Siapapun yang tidak mematuhi perintahnya akan dianggap sebagai pemalas dan akan kehilangan lengan dan kaki mereka. Hearing the Batara Guru's commandment, Naga God was very anxious because he didn't have arms or legs. He might not be able to do the job, so he asked advice from Batara Narada, who was the younger brother of Batara Guru. Unfortunately, Narada was also confused. The Naga God became very upset. Mendengar perintah Batara Guru, Dewa Naga menjadi sangat cemas karena dia tidak memiliki lengan ataupun kaki. Dia mungkin tidak dapat melakukan pekerjaannya. Jadi dia meminta saran dari Batara Narada yang merupakan adik dari Batara Guru. Sayangnya, Batara Narada juga kebingungan dan Dewa Naga menjadi sangat marah. While the Naga god was crying for his bad luck, 3 teardrops fell on the ground. Not long after that, those teardrops became 3 beautiful shining eggs which looked like jewels. And Batara Narada advised him to offer the shining eggs to Batara Guru. Ketika Dewa Naga sedang menangisi ketidakberuntungannya, 3 air matanya jatuh ke tanah. Tidak lama setelah itu, air mata tersebut menjadi telur yang bersinar, yang terlihat seperti perhiasan. Kemudian, Batara Narada menyarankan kepadanya untuk memberikan telur yang bersinar tersebut kepada Batara Guru. With the 3 eggs in his mouth, the Naga god went to Batara Guru Palace. On the way, an eagle asked him a question. Surely, Naga god couldn't answer the question because he was holding the eggs in his mouth. Seeing that, the bird thought that Naga god was arrogant and the bird attacked him. Dengan 3 telur yang ada di mulutnya, Dewa Naga pergi ke istana Batara Guru. Dalam perjalanan, sebuah elang bertanya kepadanya. Tentu saja, Dewa Naga tidak dapat menjawab pertanyaan tersebut, karena dia sedang memegang telur-telur tersebut di mulutnya. Seeing that, melihat hal tersebut, burung elang tadi berpikir bahwa Dewa Naga memiliki sikap yang sombong dan burung tersebut menyerangnya. Being attacked, 1 egg fell to earth. Then Naga god was hiding in the bushes, but the bird was waiting for him. The bird attacked for the second time and 1 egg fell again. So Naga god only had 1 egg in his mouth. He kept moving to Batara Guru's palace. Saat diserang, 1 telur jatuh ke bumi. Kemudian Dewa Naga bersembunyi di dalam sebuah goa. Tetapi burung tersebut masih menunggunya. Burung tersebut menyerang untuk yang kedua kalinya. Saat diserang, 1 telur jatuh ke bumi. Kemudian Dewa Naga bersembunyi dalam sebuah goa, tetapi burung tersebut masih menunggunya, dan burung tersebut menyerang untuk kedua kalinya, dan 1 telur jatuh kembali. Kemudian Dewa Naga hanya memiliki 1 telur dalam mulutnya. Dia tetap berjalan menuju istana Batara Guru. Finally, Naga god arrived at the palace. He offered the egg to the Batara Guru, and miraculously, the egg hatched became a very beautiful baby girl. Naga god gave the baby girl to the Batara Guru. The baby grew up into a beautiful girl and later known for Dewi Sri. Akhirnya, Dewa Naga tiba di istana. Dia memberikan telur tersebut kepada Batara Guru. Dan dengan ajaibnya, telur tersebut menjadi seorang putri yang cantik. Dewa Naga memberikan bayi putri tersebut kepada Batara Guru. Bayi tersebut tumbuh menjadi perempuan cantik dan diketahui sebagai Dewi Sri. Jadi kita akan mempelajari karakteristik dari cerita Dewi Sri tersebut. Yang pertama, past tense. Bella, can you show me which word yang menunjukkan past tense? Yap, betul. Yang pertama ada commanded, kemudian disobeyed, considered, okay. Okay, asked, betul. Confused again, okay. In the second paragraph, right? Became, when, asked, thought, attack, again, look, advice. Those are the example of past tense, which adverb of time. Once upon a time is adverb of time. Anybody know which one is time conjunction? Yes, Ravi, you are right. Then is time conjunction, and then and right, and so okay, and specific characters. The characters are Batara Guru, Batara Narada, and Naga God. And then the action verb, attack, right? Attack again. And then overt, gave. Okay, that's all the characteristic of this tag. So after that, we will do the exercise, the rats and the elephant. Once upon a time, there lived a group of mice under a tree in peace. However, a group of elephants crossing the jungle unknowingly destroyed the homes of all the rats. Many of them were even crushed to death. Okay, Bella, you can read the second paragraph. Okay, Raffi, you can read the third paragraph. Okay. The Rat King immediately took his entire group of rats and they cut open the nets which had trapped the elephant herd. The elephant herd was totally set free. They danced with joy and thanked the rats. So the question is, what helped the elephant herd free? A. The elephant hunter did. B. The hunters did. C. The trapped elephants did. D. A group of king did. E. Entire group of rats did. The answer is E, right? Okay, the second question. What destroyed the homes of all rats? A. Elephant herds. B. A group of mice did. C. Elephant hunter did. D. A group of elephant did. E. The hunter did. We can check the text. A group of elephants crossing the jungle unknowingly destroyed the homes of all the rats. So, a group of elephants did. The answer is D. Number 3. At the end of the story, how was the elephants hurt? Can check. They dance with joy and thank the rats, so they are happy. The answer is E. Number 4. What is generic structure of Once Upon a Time? There lived a group of mice under a tree in peace. Once upon a time is orientation. Untuk nomor yang selanjutnya, kalian bisa mengerjakan di rumah.
So that's all our material today. So what we have learned to the class. Jadi hari ini kita belajar tentang apa anak-anak? Iya betul, tentang myth, legend, and fable as the form of narrative text. Jadi narrative text merupakan jenis bacaan yang berisi tentang apa? Ada yang tahu? Iya betul, tentang cerita imajinasi atau fiksi. So, narrative text is a type of text that tells an imaginary or fictional story with the aim of entertaining a chronologically related one. Jadi tadi kita membahas cerita apa? What story we have learned today? Yes, good. The myth of Devisri. So, is there any more last question before we close our lesson today? Masih ada yang mau ditanyakan tidak tentang materi hari ini? No? So far so good? Well done. So, for the homework, please find a story. It can be myth or legend or fable. Just choose one of them. And then read it aloud, tell to the audiences in front of camera, and upload it on YouTube. Jadi tugas untuk PR kalian, cari satu cerita, boleh mitos, legenda, atau fable, lalu ceritakan kepada para audien di depan kamera, dan upload videonya ke YouTube. So are you happy for the lesson today, class? Yes, I'm also happy. Untuk materi minggu depan, kita akan belajar tentang direction and location. So please prepare yourself. Alright, let's close our lesson today by reciting Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin. Don't forget to stay safe and stay healthy. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.